Ha 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 ha. Look at that, guys. This is day 4 since I had the surgery done. The surgery was done on Thursday, so today's Monday. But yeah, made it through, survived. Went in at 5:30 out to Kaiser in Baldwin Hills and checked in. And by 7:30, I was completely blacked out, full anesthesia. I just remember the anesthesiologist telling me like, "Oh, I'm just gonna give you a little something, a little tequila sunrise here to ease you in." Like that was it. From there, it was like lights out. But apparently, they brought me into the operating room, transferred me over to the operating bed, took out part of my upper hip or my thigh here for the skin graft because they had to go in pretty deep. They had to cut it out. They had to go and just remove the skin completely to get down to the underlying tissue where the tumor was. When I woke up in the operating room, like the physician came out and first thing he did was just come up to me and he touched my fingers right here and he said, "Do you feel this? Do you feel this?" I was like, "Yeah, I feel that." He's like, "Okay, good." He said they had to take a nerve out that they weren't sure like what effect that would have on my sensation and functionality, but he wanted to make sure I could wiggle all my fingers and heal, and I can. So that's like awesome. I feel really optimistic about that. You know, I'm like totally stuck at home, chilling like a villain. There's no option. I'm connected to this device that I won't even show you. It's kind of nasty, but it's like a suction. There's a sponge in here to basically just like suck all the blood and gunk out of my arm and keep the bandage relatively clean so that the skin graft from my leg heals over the wound. It's going to be pretty nasty when I come out of here, but you know, I mean, come on. A little ugly forearm versus dying. It's a pretty easy decision to make, man. But you know, I went out and I did a post too on social media, man. I hadn't done any kind of like posting, been like, "Hey world, I got cancer, you know, check me out." You know, I was just like, I definitely told people though, and I think that was awesome. Like whoever I shared it with, you know, I shared it because I felt like sharing it, and it always felt like the right thing to do. Like I had strong stories of encouragement, people that are cancer survivors too, or knew people that were affected that helped me. You know, it's like you hear these positive stories and then it encourages you. So I want to play it forward too. So, you know, I started shooting this not knowing what I was going to do with it, but like so many people have reached out and they've been like, "Hey, you know, how did you know you had it? What happened?" They're interested in the story. So I just want to share along the way, you know. I mean, after the surgery, you know, if anyone who's out of surgery, you know, the first 48 hours are probably the roughest. You know, you wake up or you don't even sleep at night. You wake up in pain despite these little pain meds that they give you, which, you know, I've pretty much weaned those out completely at this point. I'm just drinking water and not bending this muscle in here, because if I flex this muscle in there, it's a deep stabbing pain. But anyhow, yeah, man, I'm doing good. Excited to get this off in a couple of days. Wednesday, they're going to remove this bandage and take a look at, see how everything is healing. Take a look at my thigh to see how that's healing up. But yeah, I'm on the mend. All right, man. Yo, so this little thing is like, it's like a man purse, you know, it's connected to me 24/7. Oh yeah, it goes right in there. But anyways, we go back to see the surgeon. He's gonna take this dressing off and have a look at the healing under there, and then, you know, change the dressing on my leg too. That thing is kind of nasty. It needs to get changed. So all right, man, I haven't seen underneath the cast yet. We haven't seen how gnarly it's gonna look. But I think we're going with shark attack, folks. When people ask me why my arm looks so messed up, I'm gonna say it's a shark attack. Let's go. All right, man. Woo. Okay, so quick heads up here. I'm about to show you guys what my arm looked like 1 week after surgery. So just a quick heads up. It's pretty gnarly, but look at that. That is the skin graft right there. Yeah, and the staples that went around the edges, that's it. And I said, hey doc, I was pretty out of it on the anesthesia. Like, how did the surgery go? How did it look in there? And he's like, yeah, well, and he was, I could tell he was a little concerned, and this was obviously concerning for myself and my wife. All right, guys, just headed home, got the new bandages. Just got some bad news actually from the doctor that we weren't expecting. They said that they did the lab results and they didn't cut out the entirety of the tumor. They went pretty far on either side, but they say that there's still more tumor in my arm, so it's another setback. They're going to see if it's high-grade tumor or low-grade. If it's low-grade tumor, then we don't have to do another surgery. We monitor it, modify the lifestyle. But if it's high-grade surgery, then, high-grade tumor, then we do another surgery. Right, babe? Did I get that right?
I think so.
How do you feel about that? Yeah. And he said, well, not good. And I said, not good? Like, what's not good? And he's like, well, he goes, pathology's telling me we didn't get clear margins. We didn't, there's still some remaining tumor. He's like, you never know. We could have got it all out. We could have not, but there's one side of it where the tumor extends all the way to the end of the surgery. So he wasn't so happy with that. And then he was saying, it's tough for him coming in, being the second surgery because, there's scar tissue that's formed and this and that, which, raises another flag. Like initially, what Kaiser should have done when I had the bump in my arm was do what they call a needle biopsy, where they stick a needle in, grab some of the tissue, run the biopsy on it. Then they could have determined, oh, we're dealing with a high-grade tumor. Let's go in and do it right the first time. Instead, I had the first surgery where they didn't remove all the tumor. And then as your body's healing, the scar tissue forms around that surgery. But that scar tissue, it grows in your arm, but then what it does is it pushes those tumor cells deeper into the tissue of your arm, between muscles and tendons and nerves. So it was harder the second time around. So in my mind now, this is like double thumbs down for Kaiser Permanente. They kind of fucking screwed the pooch using me as the unlucky patient on this one, because 2 surgeries and radiation therapy, and then they're telling me I still have some high-grade tumor, most likely left in my arm. But like I said, you got to stay strong through this. I feel like I'm at the end now. I've done everything I can with Western medicine. I'm not everything I can. I'm going to continue monitoring, but I'm also leaning into naturopathic remedies as well. And that's just going to be the new journey for me, moving ahead. I've already done some, lifestyle modifications, cut down on sugar, cut down on alcohol, lots more juices, lots more vegan, vegetarian options, hydration. You got to stay hydrated. I'm staying hydrated. I'm doing my best. Yeah. Okay, so my product review for Kaiser Permanente. This is based on, those 2 thumbs down are really on the surgeries to remove my tumor. The first surgery should have been a needle biopsy, so they could have known that, hey, yeah, you've got cancer. This is a high-grade tumor. Instead of, a couple surgeons being like, hey, that lump is in a very odd place. That should have been triggers. I felt like, they should have done the needle biopsy instead of, well, let's cut it out, then run the biopsy. So did a partial surgery. So that was kind of like strike one. Radiation, that was cool. But then the second surgery, we didn't cut it all out. And we were supposed to cut it all out. That was the goal. There was a pathologist that was going to be checking the cells on a cellular level the tissue being removed to make sure we had clear margins all the way around. So we didn't accomplish that. So that's one thumb, that's the two thumbs down. And so end of the year, I'm canceling my insurance with Kaiser Permanente. I'm going through HealthNet. I'm selecting a PPO so I can choose some of the best surgeons and best oncology specialists here in Los Angeles that have experience with my particular type of cancer, which again, it's a sarcoma. It's called MIFS. It's the Myxoinflammatory fibroblastic sarcoma. So, you know, I'm looking good, I'm feeling good, and at least I'm fighting from high ground. If you have cancer, or if anyone you know has cancer, again, be strong, just be strong and approach it head on. You know, things don't happen to you, they happen for you. So just embrace the journey. That's what I'm doing. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I might drop some more videos just on how to deal with cancer. Like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna be cancer free. So I'm gonna live and I'm gonna thrive, you know? You can't take it for granted. So this has been a good reminder of that. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Go have some fun out there. Peace and love. Ivan signing out.